Okay. Hello.
Hi. What's up?
Oh, not much. Getting settled in from lunch. We have
Are we recording or just talking?
I'm recording, but we can just talk.
Ah, shit. Okay.
I mean, I just already hit record, but we don't. I mean, yeah. No pressure, man.
Okay, go. You were talking. Sorry.
I was just saying we're recording early in the day for once. It's not 1 a.m.
Preposterous.
Pretty crazy.
Ooh. Getting pretty wild over here.
Yeah, we can go ahead and start. We can start and talk at the same time.
Okay.
This is Are You With Me Right Now? Episode numero 60.
Is this episode 6?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need to go do the descriptions.
Well, I haven't edited 4 or 5 yet.
Wow. You're tearing this family apart.
I know. I know. True stories.
And stories.
So, in our news, we had a thing happen.
It sucked. TLDR. It was not fun.
It was not fun. Basically, in a roundabout way, you went on a date with another guy. It was not intentional. It was not. Yeah. But.
Yeah, I went out to a movie with a friend.
Yes.
Didn't communicate adequately about it.
So it seemed like it was a date with another guy.
Yeah. You're leading this discussion.
We were just having a moment of silence.
For our fallen brothers.
But,
for our fucking sanity over the last 4 days.
Yeah. So I've been super avoidant.
I've wanted to die, but I'm fine now.
Yeah, I'm fine now too.
Yeah. You stopped being avoidant because you got high.
Yeah, I got some guy time last night, which I haven't had in a while.
And you got to drink and smoke.
Yep. Which
I think was also very important.
Yeah, I got to chill. I've been working my ass off lately.
Yeah, you've been really fucking busy.
Yeah. Which has been nice. I like working.
I mean, yeah, but you haven't got to relax.
Yeah.
And you've also not been getting paid as much, which has been contributing.
Yeah, money's always a fun depressor.
Same. I'm the most fun depressor.
But I don't know. We're all on the better side of that now. It's okay.
Yeah, we're over about that. So, and I specifically didn't, for the audience, I specifically didn't want to talk about that for the whole hour because we are officially past it. And if we had to flesh it out again, then it would just ruin both of our days and stop us from moving forward from it. Because we're good.
Yeah, basically
we're done with it.
Basically, the outcome of that is just that, I mean, if you run into a situation like that, you have to be, I mean, people make mistakes. You have to be willing to forgive another person. I mean, I think that's largely what love is forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I mean, we just need to be more communicative of weird situations. I'm not trying to be controlling or anything like that, but I mean, at the same time, I want to feel respected. I think that's all it really boils down to.
Mm-hmm. And you asked me a whole lot if you were being overbearing with this, and I said no because I want you to do the same thing with me.
Right.
I also want that from you. And I talked to my therapist. We had a surprise session, which was thoroughly needed, and that was my last step to letting it go. Was having an emergency session with Patrick because I was in a really bad place a couple days ago. Because I have overwhelming emotions, but oh fuck, where was I going with that? He was telling me like one of the important parts of being in a relationship and also just for like my own fucking well-being is not putting myself in situations or allowing myself to be put in situations that, as he put it, force you to make a hard choice.
Well,
or like that could be compromising.
I
Like even if you don't do anything, it's a situation that is shady. And like I have the power to not put myself in those situations.
right, like, yeah, I mean, what if the guy made a pass at you and then
Exactly.
yeah.
That's exactly what he was talking about. And I've got one of my other friends in that kink group that the other friend was from, he's having a birthday party. Like we're going to like the museum or lunch or something. And I'm just deciding that I'm not going to go because he's had interest in the past. He's kind of being a douche about like apparently to everybody else in the group. He's like talking shit about me and like how I should be with him. I'm like, all right, so fuck you. I'm not going to be around you because that's disrespectful. So I think
Oh yeah.
this is tying into, I mean, it's incredibly disrespectful, not only to me, but to you, obviously. And it's bullshit. And like, it pissed me. I found that out at the girls' night a couple weeks or like last week. I'm like, wow, fuck you. I'm not going to associate with people who shit on the people that I love and me.
Thank you.
So we brought this up. It ties into like how I just kind of go with it. If my dad wants to treat me poorly, like I feel like I have to go and keep putting myself in that situation. And like, I'm not a kid anymore.
That was very interesting when you said that. When
Oh yeah. Cause
you were like, does this sound familiar? I was like, no, should it?
And I was like, fuck yeah, it does. Cause that's how you described when I was saying, no, I don't want you to meet my dad. Like, I'm going to go and bear through it, but I don't want you to have to be subject to that. And you're like, but you're going to go put yourself through something horribly unpleasant alone. Like, you're still going to do it. And so that's the same thing. Like, I feel like I can't say no to people. And I'm with this current, friend, quote unquote, who's like thinking that we're going to end up together. Like, that's blatant and fucking disgusting. Like, that's a shit way to treat people and think about people, especially if you're going to walk around the group and tell everybody that. Like, the fuck. So he's a shit friend. But this other guy, like, he's never done anything like overtly like coming on to me, but paying for my date, like, and because it's essentially we're going to call it a date now because it wasn't agreed upon, like communicated. Like, he paid for it and I wasn't cool with it. I didn't know he was going to do that, but I was uncomfortable with it. I didn't really say anything. So this is really just talking to the therapist and you about this is like, I'm able to put my foot down and removing, like, calling out that certain things like that are not appropriate. Like, it doesn't make me a shit person. It's on the other person to understand that they're stepping over a boundary and react appropriately, and not my job to go with it and disrespect myself from my relationship because I'm uncomfortable with pointing that out. You know?
Yes.
So that's what it boils down to, for me at least.
I love you.
I love you too.
So yeah, it was a difficult week.
Yeah, dude, fucking sucked. But we like each other a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I love you.
I love you too. What am I going to do? Find another relationship?
No.
This is the last relationship I'll ever have.
I mean, yeah, that's the fucking intent.
Hashtag 17.
Hashtag 17. Stop it. You love me.
I did love you.
I'm getting insecure. Affirm me.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm not hurt by it anymore. Yeah, it's just in the past. It's something that we dealt with, and I think we dealt with it very well.
I think we did the fucking best we had.
Yeah. I mean, there's any sort of time where somebody gets hurt, there's always going to be time to heal. Mm-hmm. Healing's never an instantaneous process.
Unfortunately, it is not. And yeah, I compared it to something that we talked about. I think we podcasted about it. I don't recall. How you recently wrote lyrics about your ex-wife and her engagement. And we'd already been dating at that point.
I don't think we were. She got engaged right after Christmas. And I'm pretty sure I wrote those lyrics right then.
Really?
Yes. We talked about this.
Kidding.
We talked about this as well.
True. The timeline we didn't talk about the timeline.
Because originally I thought you were correct, but then later I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. They got engaged. I mean, literally like, because I have it on gay chat where I was like, oh, my ex-wife got engaged.
Hashtag bitterness?
No, just, well, I mean, she told me about it. Like, she told me about it first. Like, I guess first. I don't know. Just,
She won't tell you she's pregnant with your kid, but she will tell you she got engaged first.
Right. I know.
Sorry.
No, I mean, I was
like by proxy kind of bitter about your ex-wife.
I mean, that's already crossed my mind, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's whatever. What am I going to do? Continue to be bitter about it?
No.
She just told me so it wasn't like a blind side. I mean, because it affects my kid's life, so.
Yes, it does.
So I think that's why she told me that first.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And she knows I'm not like on social media or something like that, so.
What do you mean? Oh, because you're not going to see it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, slightly related, but I guess just last note on what happened this week was like, I think I'm back to normal. Like, I'm really fucking excited to see you all the time. And like, I'm not worried that you're leaving me and shit. And it feels like an opportunity for growth now, as opposed to like a forever condemnation on myself.
Well, I mean, that was the first like conflict that we've really had.
That was a real conflict. Yeah. That was the like first actual conflict.
So it was kind of new for us. Like, how does this person react?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like, how do we heal from something like this?
Yeah. And, my therapist also said like this was probably so significant because, or like whatever, this conflict was so significant, the lack of communication was so damaging because you and I both kind of realized how much skin we have in the game, like how much we have to lose and how much we don't want to lose it.
Yeah. And
that triggered some avoidant AF shit from you and some super anxious me. Like, I was a mess. Because that's scary. I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, we can laugh at anxious people all we want, but like, who does want their partner to abandon them? Like, what? Who does want that? No one.
Avoidant people?
Too bad. I'm here anyway.
Abandon me.
Apparently, I already did.
Aww.
Woof.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, next. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Okay,
so
cool.
that was, I don't know, it was a growing. We grew. Hi, we're grown now.
We're done. We're grown up, finally.
We did the thing.
And I'm going back to ACA tonight, so I think I feel like I'm in a better place and ready to look at this as a growth experience, like telling the friend, whatever current friend, that I'm not going to go to his party, like, is a big step forward for me. And I'm, that feels like I'm taking this as a growing experience and using it to better myself. And my relationship, fucking oof.
Yeah.
Because no, it's like I'm still so upset that he is just apparently spouting that to everyone. Like, the fuck, man.
I mean, he's upset because he can't have you. Jealous.
He is an absolute man-child. So, yes.
Oh yeah, that sounds like your type completely.
I'm not sure whether I should be insulted or whether you should be insulted.
It was a joke.
I know.
It was the exact opposite of your type. Well, I mean, it's the exact opposite of what you want. I don't think.
Yes.
I think that's all you've had in the past, it seems.
I was going to say it is historically my type.
But it's not actually, it's just who you kind of end up with.
It's who I attract, yeah. Or have attracted historically. You're not a man-child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, yeah, and that's annoying, but I don't have to put up with it, and I certainly don't have to, like, it, it's kind of like how this, like, our relationship and your desire to be a part of, like, everything in my life, including the relationships that I'm not super fond of, like, with my dad, or, not just the good stuff. also for the tough things. I think that this relationship is a lot of incentive for me to break those bad habits or like take an active interest in, actually like make the moves to cut that shit off because it has real consequences, not just to be like, makes me sad, but I'll go through with it, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Those friendships, quote unquote, that are like acquaintances, that don't really value me or, that want to encroach on my relationship essentially. Like that's real. Those are real fucking consequences. And this is worth way more than that. Like we are worth way more than that. So this is like, you're providing a lot of incentive for me to like guard myself more carefully and like, I don't know, actively protect us.
Thanks.
Which is, you're welcome. I love you. It's kind of upsetting that like I never had the incentive to do that for myself, but hashtag abuse, I guess.
Well, yeah, but
you're helping me grow a lot.
But I get it. I mean, when you're single, relationships like that aren't all that, they don't really matter all that much.
Exactly.
I mean, you can put up with weird people because they're not like, they're only insulting like you, they're only disrespecting you, and it's a little bit easier to blow it off if, but now it's disrespecting you, like not just you, but me and like the thing that we have, like our relationship itself is being disrespected. So, fuck him, whatever.
Yeah, poses like a real threat, so fuck him.
I wouldn't call it a threat. I don't
a threat to, yeah.
But I know what you mean.
I think, whatever. I stand by that word. All right, fuck him.
Should I feel threatened?
No, but like that's kind of what their intent is. Like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You should not feel threatened, Jesus Christ. If I showed you pictures of any of these people, whew, they are insecure. And they don't, none of the guys that are like this know anything about themselves or what they want. Like, they're moochy and man-childish, and, like, it's fucking dumb. There's a lizard in the window right now.
That's kind of normal.
I know. I don't know how he gets in there. But he's just chilling. He's joining the podcast.
Welcome, our first special guest. The lizard man of your apartment.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I had something good in mind earlier. I forgot what it was.
The only possible topic I had to offer was from class, and we talked about assisted suicide, but I think I have too many feels about that.
Okay.
That's all. That's a whole mess, which I'd be glad to talk about, but...
I agree with it.
What, with assisted suicide?
Yeah, why can't you kill yourself?
Right, thank you. Well, we're on the same side of that then.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm pro-choice, man. You should be able to kill your babies and kill your, whatever, unborn fetuses. You should be able to murder anything that's yours. Fuck it.
Life isn't sacred. No, but the word selfish was brought up in class. I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm about to yell.
Selfish?
Yeah. That's like the usual terminology of someone deciding to die by suicide. Like, that you're selfish and you're paying, like, whatever. It's like you're just deciding to ruin everyone's life by ending yours. I'm like, you can absolutely suck a dick.
Yeah, that's what suicide is.
Yep, it's just us being dramatic and wanting to hurt people as opposed to whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Gaslighting. Anyway, what was your topic?
Oh, shit, what was it? Oh, life is sacred. Do you want to bring that up again?
Wait, life is sacred.
Did I not dig a big enough hole last episode about the sacredity of life?
Are we going to talk about eugenics some more? God.
Yeah, it kind of goes along with that.
All right, what is it?
I don't know.
Just eugenics in general?
Yeah, what's the difference between eugenics and just natural selection?
If we're going to be real, I've definitely thought about that in my disability studies class. Which is horrible.
Eugenics is just intelligent selection as opposed to natural selection. It is. Like, we're saying, like, okay, this person doesn't have a life that, here's what we have said the quality of life should be for everybody. This is the power that you're giving people. This is what the quality of life should be. So, because for some reason we have to have a standard quality of life, people can't just choose their own quality. What if some people want to be homeless? Like, it's not, like, is it really that bad? I mean, yeah, some people have it pretty bad, I guess, but even still, I don't know. People can always change their situations. I mean, I think even homeless people have a choice to not be homeless. I mean,
Well, you have a choice to try.
yeah. I mean,
Because there are a lot of boundaries to like getting a job or getting a place to live if you're homeless. Like you can't show. Oh, hey, tiny man. Sorry, he just ran up to the lizard. You
there
know, if you don't
are.
have anywhere to live or shower, like or
Yeah.
print a resume, like there's a lot of small boundaries that get in the way of getting a job. You just decide, oh, I'm not going to be homeless anymore.
Well, and like crippling substance abuse and stuff like that. I mean, I get it, kind of.
Congrats on not being a substance abuser, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know. I guess that's kind of a weird topic for me is like, how do we, like, when people talk about like, we got to tax the rich, we have to redistribute the wealth and all that stuff. Like, why? Like, being rich is not, like, that shouldn't be a measure of happiness. Because it's not. It isn't, first and foremost.
It's not a measure of happiness, but it does allow you, like, you can be depressed whether you're homeless or whether you're Steve Jobs. I mean, not dead, but like super rich.
Right.
But the difference is you have access to healthcare and mental health services if you're rich as opposed to if you're homeless. You're more likely to use drugs in that case. Or like huff paint and some shit. Like that's your mental health care if you have no money and no access to healthcare. It's not a measure of happiness, but it certainly does determine your resources in dealing with it.
And everybody deserves that?
What do you mean?
Everybody deserves access to everything? I'm asking, I guess.
Why should people who are homeless through a myriad of circumstances not like I don't know. Like mental health, I mean,
because nothing's guaranteed to you by life. I mean, like naturally, we aren't guaranteed any of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We're getting relatively existential, I think.
I'm listening and formulating.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what I want to respond to that.
Yeah, I mean, I just,
I mean, okay. Yeah, we're not guaranteed anything, but like while we're here, why not offer shit that makes the experience less terrible? And that also ties into stuff that you probably disagree with and don't believe in is like systematic disadvantages.
well,
Who tends to have a lower income? African American people and Latino people. And if, it's if they don't have the access to like if you're undocumented for one thing. Oh, sorry, my cat has a cute little tuft of white hair on his little butt and it's cute. But his butt was in my face. So undocumented Latino people are unable really to get employment that pays them over the table and not in cash. And because they're paid small amounts, they don't have enough money for the application process to become a citizen. They don't have money to live somewhere. And it just perpetuates. Like if there are mental health concerns in there, like because a lot of people who are homeless do have mental health conditions, like, and you can't hold down a stable job if you've got severe mental illness. It just kind of, you just stay in poverty then. And you stay undocumented and you stay mentally ill. Like, I don't know why we would wish upon someone to have no access to help themselves. Like, if you can't get mental health services, you don't really have a choice in bettering yourself in that way. Like, I need professional help for my mental health issues. I can do all I want and go to ACA and, but I take medication. I have healthcare that provides me with medication at an insured cost. I have a therapist that will squeeze me in for $25 whenever I need it.
What's the opposite of green?
What?
What's the opposite of green?
Red.
Thanks.
Why?
I'm shading.
Oh, you're fine. I'm about to make like an existential comparison. I'm like, I don't know. So, but if you don't have the resources, how much is it really a choice? And if for concrete reasons like not having any money and not having the means to make money, is it really a choice? Or are you stuck?
Okay. Those resources have to come from somewhere.
Mhm.
I feel like taxes in general are a drain on the middle class. Just
Okay.
a severe drain on the middle class, because you're talking about a class of people who, like, this is your working class. These are the people who are like the foundation of your society, basically. Like, without your working middle class, you don't have anything. You just have rich people who don't really work, but they hold all the capital. And then you've got poor people who don't really work. They just drain the system. So nobody's really working. You're exporting all of your labor. Or you're importing all of your labor, I suppose, whatever.
Okay.
However we decided that worked.
I don't remember, but I do know what you're talking about.
And then, like, you have no society, really, because nobody's working. Like, you don't have a productive society at that point. And I think that's where the U.S. is kind of headed right now, I mean, that's kind of where we are right now, pretty much.
Middle class is disappearing.
Yeah. Is it still shrinking?
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, we're not headed to a good place. Without a middle class, I don't think you have a society.
No, then we just got the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. Marxist uprising. Seize the means of production.
No. That's not how it works.
Yes, it is. This is how capitalism works right now. And you're saying we're headed in a bad place.
Nah, we're headed in a bad place because of government regulation. Because of things like minimum wage,
oh my gosh,
mandatory health insurance that employers must pay.
Okay, like, listen.
You're making it's incredibly difficult for not just for middle class citizens, but for like middle class citizens to also own their own small businesses. Because small business literally is the foundation of like the corporate society. I mean, that's where your commerce, comes from. That's how your local communities really make money, is from local businesses, because they're not taking that money and sending it to a different state. They're not sending it to a different community.
They're just keeping it there.
They're keeping it in that same community. Yeah, you're keeping your community economy healthy in that case.
Sorry, I'm giving Tiny Man kisses. He's snuggling me. I have a response, but first, I went to legislative day the other day for my major program. Like, we had to go present a poster thingy, and it was tragically embarrassing and really boring, but like, it's whatever. Because my group didn't do shit. That's a lie. One of them just didn't turn their part in. But anyway, one of the legislators came and spoke, like just popped in and kind of talked to us for a minute. And she was proposing raising the minimum wage to $12 an hour. I'm like, what? That's just going to ruin inflation, man. That's a terrible idea. I do agree with raising the minimum wage, but not fucking $5.
Why would you raise the minimum wage?
I'd raise it a little bit. Whatever. I'm not here to get into like an economics debate, but like, holy shit, that's so extreme and it's not going to help. Then we're all just going to have a lot of money with less buying power. Like, more money, less buying power.
Right.
So that's not the answer to everything. But everyone else is like, yeah, buzzwords, minimum wage. I'm like, no. It's a bad idea. Okay, anyway. Continue. Oh, actually, given what you just said, why do we not want to tax the rich? Why do you not want to tax the 1%? Because the middle class is disappearing and paying lots of taxes. That's going to turn them into the lower class. And then no one's going to work. But like, then why not redistribute the wealth?
Because it's not ours to redistribute.
So and you don't, okay. This is kind of where your libertarian perspective comes in, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're taking someone else's money and you're saying, even though you earned this money, we're going to take it and give it to some other people, with, what bias are we using? What are the qualifications for I get to take your money and I get to give you money? Like, you owe money and you receive money. I wouldn't trust the government with the sort of job. I wouldn't give the government that job.
Well, it's kind of too late because we already have. We already pay taxes. We already redistribute wealth. It's just from the middle class. Like, it's too late. We already have government that does this.
I mean, your upper class does pay the vast majority of taxes. I mean, they
should. If you make millions of dollars, why are you paying fewer taxes than me, who's like at the poverty line?
I agree. But I mean, they have
if I didn't have a trust fund, I would be making $12,000 a year or less.
They have the means to take that money and send it overseas, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What do you mean?
They just put their money in banks in countries that have lower tax rates. Mm-hmm. So then, I mean, again, that's taking our community, giving, United States money and giving it to a different country. Mm-hmm. Because other countries have lower tax rates.
I mean, I can't stop people from doing that. I don't quite know what that has to do with this.
Exactly. You can't stop people from doing that. So if you overtax people, it just gives them a better incentive to take that money and send it to other places. It's shitty. I mean, I know. But if I were rich and I wanted to save money and that was a way to save money, I mean, that's probably what I would do, because fuck taxes.
Hey, I'm trying to wind this back to what I was going to say. Oh, why is it anyone's responsibility to better their community, basically? Why are personal resources collective resources? Is kind of your question. Why, or whatever, you don't understand why someone would have to give up their money for other people. What's the point of being a collective state or just having a collective identity if no one contributes to it?
People do contribute to it. The government's a waste of resources. It's just a whole bunch of middlemen. It's a whole bunch of bureaucracy, a whole bunch of ticker tape. I mean, it's such a waste. You're better off giving your money directly to these projects, firsthand. Which people do. People make donations all the time. I mean, people genuinely care about things. We don't need the government to pretend, we don't need to legislate this. You're just legislating morality in a lot of these cases, or you're trying to legislate goodness, and I don't think that's what the government's really here to do. I think the government should just protect our personal freedoms. Liberty, man.
America.
Yeah, I mean, liberty's, about the most important thing that we've got.
Legislating morality. That is a really interesting phrase. Appreciate you saying that. Give me a second. I process. I don't know. This is kind of where I'm going with this. Is a lot of, or some, whatever, at least a portion of the projects that people do donate to receive federal funding and exist because of federal grants. Not everyone has the means to do projects that receive money and better the community without assistance. Not everyone does care or have personal responsibility for other people and for their community.
Yeah, but you're just taking money from somebody else's community. I mean, the government's money is our money. They just take our money and give it to other people. Wouldn't you rather have your own money?
That's what a representative democracy is. We elect people that supposedly are representing our interests as our elected officials, because we're their constituents. And we give them money and then vote how they use it.
Yeah, but for the most part, they don't. I think everybody agrees that nobody's really represented here. I
don't think that's true. That nobody's represented? Incorrect.
I mean, your major corporations, McDonald's is represented. Walmart's represented. If you can pay enough for lobbyists, yeah, you have representation.
No, I think you underestimate the power of a constituent actually reaching out to your congressman.
I underestimate the willingness
Do you reach out to your congressman?
Nope.
There you go.
I don't really have much faith in my congressman. I don't expect they would listen to me.
Cycle.
I agree.
That's a vicious cycle. You're giving your power away and deciding that they won't listen without giving them the chance to, and then letting them be swayed by lobbyists rather than you. You have power, man, as a constituent.
It doesn't feel like it.
Because you're not using it. That's self-defeating.
Well, I mean, I've done some of the fucking EFF projects, which is basically just slacktivism. I mean, it's just click on this and we'll email your congressman for you.
How much do you think they pay attention to like automated lobbied messages, though?
Not at all.
Write him a letter. Call him.
Write him a letter like I write you.
Yeah. Don't end it with anyway. That's about all. Peace out. But yeah.
And don't start it with "Hi, I love you."
Don't. Yeah, I was about to say my name. Don't send it to your congressman based on their first and middle name. I think you give away a lot of your power as part of the political process because, yeah, like you don't agree with the government. I know that you pretty much basically like I can't think of the word. Whatever, on a basic level, disagree with government as a whole. But I think a lot of that comes from you not engaging it and like deciding it's going to be shut down or not worth it before you do it. Mind blown.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Watch me engage in policy for my career and start hating everything in a few years. Then we'll talk about it. Oh, I've got an interview on Monday, by the way.
For what?
A field placement here in where we live. And it's at a place that deals a lot with policy advocacy. For
where we live.
Oh, hello, handsome man. He's snuggling up on my back.
Is it what? So what is it? Is it work or what?
I mean, it would be for my field placement for my graduate school program. And so it's not really what I want to do, but like I am very interested in it. You know, because I currently want to move straight into direct practice and therapy and like direct work with kids.
Yeah.
But I'm also really interested in policy. And so this placement deals with macro work, like policy practice and advocacy for people with disabilities on a larger scale. So I'm also really interested in that. And my sponsor works there. We wouldn't like work together or anything. We've talked about it, but she does really cool stuff in her job. And it's interesting. Like it's not my first choice for my placement, but it also could be like a really good experience and just good like policy practice, which I want. So, and I'm going to get, you know, if I want to get my counseling licensure, I'm going to do 2,000 hours or 2 years of, or something like that, of counseling supervision. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll just see how the interview goes.
Cool. I'm proud of you. Good luck.
Thanks, man. I'll let you know.
Of course.
I'm stuck on Picross.
You can text it to me.
Okay.
Yay.
That was really cute. When we were still like being butthurt about the situation, I got in bed because I was sad. And you sat next to me and snuggled me and all that. And you're like, let me play with you. Let me do Picross. And you like took my phone from me and was doing a picture.
It's fun, man. I love Picross.
I know it. Me too. I'm in the expert levels. Like I think I'm in the second expert gallery. I'm going to need a new Picross game soon. Ah! Sorry, Tiny Man like stuck his paw on the back of my head and scared the heck out of me.
So yeah, I miss you. Like we haven't had intimate time. When's the last time we had really intimate time together?
Oh, let's find out. Let's look at our Google Calendar that contributed to this mess. Last time I saw you, I stayed over at your house on Friday. So that was like a week ago.
I stayed with you on Friday. We went to the show and we stayed at your house.
Did we? Oh, well, I have it written down that I stayed sleepover at Daddy's. So whatever. I was wrong.
Originally,
you stayed at my house.
Yeah, but then the show came up and we went to the concert.
That's right.
So yeah, that was intimate time together. So yeah, that was before the incident.
Yeah, the concert was so fun. That was a really fun night.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah. So last time we did anything like intimate was that Friday the 22nd, because the 23rd I was busy as fuck all day. And then you had your show that you did. Yeah. And I had my girls' night. So yeah, we didn't really see each other, and then Sunday shit went bad. So
yeah.
Woo!
And we really haven't
Monday, whatever that was.
We really haven't seen each other since then, except for like once, right?
Yeah, because it's the 28th right now. So hang on, let's see. Yeah, I've got like, so in our Google Calendar, I have one labeled Daddy, and it's like all of your work stuff. So I'm having to look at like, where were you and where was I? You stayed over with me on Monday.
Okay.
And yeah, you worked all day Sunday. You slept over on Monday. Yesterday was Wednesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday we didn't see each other. Wednesday we had unexpected lunch, and it was great. I was so happy to see you.
I was happy to see you. I was still feeling really avoidant, and
yeah, but you like smiled, and that hadn't happened in a little bit.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, I noticed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seemed more at ease. Like, you seemed kind of broody, but you smiled and like laughed at me being little and stuff, and you seemed like looser.
Good.
Yeah, and you haven't sent me a selfie in like a week, and you did that today. So I'm like, okay, we're good now.
Whew.
That's why I keep asking him, like, send me your face because I miss you. Or because I miss your face. So you haven't been sending me pictures without me asking for them in a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because to me, I'm like, what are you talking about? But okay, you asked for it, so here you go.
Yeah. So, because you've been pulling away some, and I've been like trying to compensate by pulling you back in.
You have not been pulling very hard. I mean, you haven't like.
Have I not?
No, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's too hard. Like, you're not like, good. It's not like annoying me. It's not too much. It's not bothering me.
Because I'm trying to give you some space while I do that. Like, not make every moment about like, you are far away from me, come here. But my approach to it now is like, just kind of be normal with you. Like, do all the stupid affectionate shit that I usually do. Like, send you pictures. I don't know. Like, just do the regular shit that we do. So it's not like carping on what I'm missing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, why don't you do that for me anymore? Like, you don't write me letters. You didn't send me a picture. It's just exactly. So it's just like giving you what I normally give you out of love, and like asking for the things that I need without shaming you for it or whatever, you know?
You're really good at that.
Or like, huh?
You're really good at that.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot better at asking for what I need. So that's why I'd be like, send me your face because I miss it. It wasn't like why don't you love me? You're not sending me pictures anymore. It's like, here's my face. I love you. Please. Because I feel like I usually do pull really, really hard, and it pushes people away. And, you know, and when the same thing has been done to me, like, I don't want that. It's not fun to be like, you know, being blamed or being like aggressed upon for not doing something isn't fun. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't motivate you to be with me or like give back. So I've been pulling, but I feel like I've been trying to make it a balance of not like making you feel bad, because that's not the point at all.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I guess maybe I've just been a little oblivious to it just because of my internal like struggle.
Oblivious to what?
You pulling?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, you've been really avoidant, so. And I've been letting you be avoidant, like on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I love you. I'm here.
I know, I love you too, but like you need to process the way you're processing. So I've been letting you have your space. Yeah. Like, that sounds really controlling, but you know what I mean?
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, but I guess in that same, you know, vein there, like if you need me, like just say it, you know, be like, hey, I need you. Whatever. I'm feeling this sort of way. Like, I'm still here for you.
And I did.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, the day I had the session with my therapist, I was like, I need you, please call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been like fully there with each other lately. So
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say we both miss each other a lot.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be really awesome.
It is. Hopefully I don't have to work too hard.
For what? Oh, that's right, for the gig.
Yeah, because I'll be working.
I mean, yeah. I'm looking forward to sitting there being cute, getting drunk, and then going home and like snuggling, video gaming, and fucking a lot.
Cool.
Because it feels like we're back to normal now.
It does. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. I mean, other than like, I can't wait to see you again. Yeah.
That's normal. That's back to normal.
Yeah, I guess that is normal.
In my opinion.
You're right.
Yeah, like that's straight up anticipation. You know, when I saw you at Moe's yesterday, like I was jumping all over, like waving at you and stuff. Like that's my normal, like, yeah, I'm fucking excited and like anticipatory to be around you.
Thanks. It
Yeah,
was
like
really
you
cute.
light me up, man. Thank you. You light me up, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, and you made me feel like seeing you being there with you made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, you did say that.
I don't know how much it showed.
It did. You felt looser and like you smiled and were like, you talked more. It wasn't just me talking at you.
Has that been a thing?
Yeah, because I'm chatty anyway, as you know, as I'm dominating this podcast today. You know, I talk a lot. And usually, like, you respond really well and we have a good give and take. But lately, it's been like me talking a lot and you being like, oh, I'm like, I love you. Sorry. And I know why it is. So, but yeah, it's just been less of like, we've just been less engaging with each other. You know, I've been talking a lot more out of nervousness and you've been kind of disengaged. Hi, I observe everything way too closely. Nice to meet you.
No, I mean, that's good though. Thanks for the observation, I guess. You know, thanks for observing and telling me how things are. Because I mean, I've been out of it. I'm not just from disengaged from you. I felt very disengaged from like everything. Like, I guess that's what being avoidant is for me, is like I just kind of like pull out all those stops, and I'm kind of in like a different world, and I'm just kind of like on autopilot.
That's exactly what it feels like, on autopilot. That is a really good description. And like, I know that.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, well, first of all, it is how it feels when you're experiencing it. And that is what it feels like to be like on the other side of it. Like, I can tell when you're kind of missing. That's why I've asked you if you're with me so much lately.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid, or I have been afraid of you leaving because of that incident. And also I can tell that you're checked out because #avoidance. And that just activates me more because I'm anxious.
Yeah.
We're a great pair.
I mean, we are though. I don't know.
I know.
I feel like we are.
Oh, I think we really are. I'm being a sarcastic butthole.
Yeah.
No, I think we're really wonderful. Even though we have ill-fitting attachment systems.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. We're both a little anxious avoidant, though. You're more anxious, I'm more avoidant, but I'm still a little anxious and you're a little avoidant.
We are both disorganized. Like, we're both mixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. We are opposite in that I'm most, like, I think when I did the quiz for attached, I got 12 for anxious, 6 for avoidant, and like 3 for secure. So the ratio is 2 to 1 for me, anxious to avoidant.
I haven't done it in a while.
I would really suggest you get back into the book.
Yeah, I know I need to do that. I've got so many podcasts lined up. It's hard to like if I do an 8-hour book, I'm going to be so far behind on podcasts. But
you can break it up.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, what do I do? You know, listen to podcasts or like save my relationship?
Well, I don't think it's like in need of saving. But
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, which one would you like to do more? Like mental work that's going to make our relationship even better?
No.
No. I'm just going to listen to true crime depressing shit.
I'm going to listen to somebody who was raped and murdered and then raped again.
That sounds like a much more valuable use of your time. Godspeed.
I mean, just in case one of my loved ones goes missing or I turn into a mass murderer.
Track me down, bitch. So yeah, it doesn't need to take up all your time, but I definitely ask that you get back into attached.
Thanks.
Because like we're both really doing mental health work now, so like it might make for a different read through of it, or just a more specific read through of it, because we're actually both doing our part.
Well, one of the last
Opposed to your
exercises
girlfriend being a psycho or something.
my therapist gave me was like, it was a bunch of information on BPD.
Fun.
And I started reading it, and it started making me really anxious just reading through it. But it just triggered a lot of feelings like from my past relationship. And this was like at least a month ago. I think this was like a month ago.
Was it that list that you sent me?
I think so, yeah.
That was a fucking mess. Like that hurt me to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sending me that. And I'm like, I'm incredibly anxious right now because I am borderline.
But it was true, like, I mean, all the things were like hitting on all these points. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who wrote this story about my ex-girlfriend? What is going on here?
That's what it's like to go to ACA. You're like, who fucking wrote this from my mind?
I mean, that's kind of what attached is like.
Yeah, it is.
But it gives you some sort of like sense of self. It kind of makes you feel not alone. So, yeah, I'll try and dig back into attached.
Thank you.
Or I will. I need to figure out how. Because I think I've got it on Audible. I bet I can just download Audible on this phone and it'll be in my account. I can just download it.
Yeah, if you can sign back in, then you'll have it in your library.
Okay.
But yeah, I know. Reading that sucked for me just because I'm like, oh my God, I do this to my partners, or like, and I don't. Like, I'm being treated and like making efforts and shit. But reading that was like, haha, I'm a piece of shit who ruins my relationships. And you were in a really awful relationship and you definitely got abused by your partner. So I understand how that would have felt horrible. And I think you have a hard time admitting to yourself that you like some of what your ex did was abuse.
I agree.
I
with
mean,
that.
at least you used to.
No, yeah, I'd probably still do.
Which sucks. I mean, firsthand, no one wants to admit that they were abused because what kind of bullshit does that feel like? Like having to look at your past in that light. Or like accept that what was done to you was that bad.
How was I like what constitutes abuse?
That's a question. It depends on the person who perpetrated it and like the relationship to you. Like your girlfriend is different from your dad, especially if you're young, because there's a lot less choice involved. But like if it's mental and emotional, you lose a lot of your choice because you've been so deluded or deceived, really is the word. I think abuse is defined a lot by like gaslighting is one of the main components, like being emotionally manipulated to the point where you're questioning reality.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's a huge part of abuse, mental emotional abuse.
Yeah, that happened.
Exactly, because your ex was deluded and delusional about herself and actual reality. And yeah, where if they bring you into that and create their own idea of what's going on, and like if they're blaming you about certain actions, whatever, because they're creating a certain reality for them, this is getting convoluted, but you know what I mean. Like if they blow your actions and feelings out of proportion and like assign negative meaning and blame and malintent to them, and twist the situations that y'all are in to be so like distorted, it's not what happened, but they took it so extremely and then convince you that you're hurting them on purpose, or that you're just not understanding that, like, whatever. That's gaslighting and emotional manipulation. And I think that is the most salient part of what abuse is as a definition. It makes you crazy, man.
It does.
Yeah. So that's my opinion on it.
That's why I think I'm insane all the time. That's why you have to tell me my feelings are real, because I've been told that I'm a psycho and I'm horrible and hurt people on purpose. Like, for just having emotional needs of my own.
What's funny, I was talking to you about my coworker today, and or I was talking to my coworker, my ex-coworker, about you today, and
Yeah.
because you might get to meet her tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love meeting your people.
Yeah, I mean, I would consider her like a friend, I guess. Not like, I don't think I've ever really hung out with her outside of work. I think one time she came over to my house and we were working on work together.
Mhm.
But and I've seen her like out a couple of times. I might have like grabbed a drink. She was out with one of her friends one time, and I think I sat down with him and had a drink with him. And I mean,
Yeah.
literally, it's weird. Like, over the 6 years that I've known her, like, she's kind of a homebody, I guess. So it makes sense.
And you are not.
Right. Yeah. I'm out all the time.
Mhm.
But yeah, we were talking about you, and it was, I told her, she was like, am I going to like her? She was just kind of being silly. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I think you're like the sweetest person that I've ever dated. Like, you're definitely the sweetest. I can say that with 100% confidence. I mean, I would argue that you're like one, like probably like the most thoughtful, and I don't know, because you always just seem very aware of my feelings and of your, I mean, yeah, of your own feelings, where I can be a little oblivious to things sometimes, and yeah, I don't know, you really care. I mean, you've got a big heart, man.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is something I try really hard to cultivate in myself. Like, or I guess it's always been there, but I'm very thoughtful. That is like the word that I like to use. And I love people who are thoughtful. And even if you're not, I love you too, obviously. But I'm a fucking bleeding heart social worker. Like, my heart is too big for my own good. But I don't know. There are a lot of ways that my family and like my friends in the past have really not cared much about me. And I think it's really, really special to give someone that, like, the little things that mean you've been paying attention and that you care about what they think. Like, oh, I keep forgetting to add, you asked me what a song that I was playing on my phone was a little bit ago, a couple days ago. I keep meaning to add it to your Spotify playlist so that you have it because you wanted to know who the artist was. It's just little things like that. Like, I like showing people that I was listening and that what they say like matters to me, because I have consistently and historically been shown that what I say doesn't matter, and that like I'm not, like, my opinions and things, or that my needs aren't worth noting, even when they're just little. It just makes me feel special when people are thoughtful about things that I like that. So I like to do that for people. And it's just kind of who I am. Like, I try and be thoughtful with me, and I try and be thoughtful with other people. It's a gift to
Hopefully
give that to someone.
Hopefully I'm still thoughtful.
I think you are very thoughtful with me. You
With
write me
you.
letters every time you stay over.
Yeah. I mean, I like being sweet to you.
That's the thing. It's really just a matter of sweetness. And like, you write me letters when you're feeling smushy. You write me like a really lovely text about it. Like, you send me silly references and stuff. Those are the little things where you're like, I'm thinking about you. Here you go. That's what I love, and that's what makes me feel really special.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You make me feel special.
You are special.
See? That shit.
I'm glad I was able to get, like, I don't know, to really dig and get sappy again last night. That made me feel
Me
better.
too. I missed it so much.
I didn't realize how long it had been.
I hadn't either, because we've been like with each other and we've been saying, yeah, I'm with you. But neither of us has been like able to really dig in with each other for a little bit. I'm pulling it up now because it was cute. And you called me Sweet Pea.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm making some progress there
What?
with giving you like pet names and stuff.
Yes. Oh yeah, you haven't found like my pet name yet.
No,
I forgot I was still waiting on that.
apparently the bucket didn't work.
I think that was so funny. It sounds like a reference. Like I'm just confused as to why you're calling me a bucket.
I don't know.
You can call me that.
You're just a bucket of sleepy.
That's me all the time. Yeah, I'm looking at your text. Like it was just very open. Especially because like you talked about like being avoidant and not wanting to be that way because you quote really, really, really love me. Like it was nice to hear you struggle with your attachment systems because I constantly struggle with mine. And I told you this earlier in the car when we talked. Like in my past relationships, it's been very, very obvious and verbally stated that like my avoidant partner doesn't think any of their behavior contributes to like the emotional disconnect and that they are acting that way, quote unquote, because I am too much and that I am like causing their avoidance. So it's like my behavior was the only problem and never their emotional stuff. Like I was the only one with baggage that was acknowledged. So it's really my favorite that you were like, I understand that my emotional system self-destructs. Like I don't want to do it. I want to change because same.
I mean, I understand that feeling of like, I didn't feel I wasn't avoidant until I got close to you. You know what I mean? Like, so this must be your fault. Like,
No.
well, that's how it feels. That's like the core of that emotion.
That's so mean.
It is. I know. It's very it's very selfish.
Yes.
To not be able to like sit back and, but that's what it feels like though. That's what your brain is telling you, that like I got to get away from this person. They're not making me feel good, this person's making me anxious. And then
you're welcome for loving you.
yeah, I mean that's being avoidant, man. It's just I don't know. But you don't make me anxious. I don't know. I think a lot of it does have to do with what your therapist said about like losing you makes me anxious. Or just, having to try and start a new relationship always makes, trying to end a relationship, and everything that goes along with ending a relationship, all that, is very anxiety inducing.
And it's taken you 15 years to end one relationship.
Yeah.
And you've had to end it in small ways over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I understand why the ending of a relationship would cause you some serious distress. I just have cut and dried abandonment issues, so that's what makes me anxious.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't I put some pathetic like word vomit in the lyrics note about like I don't want to try with anyone else. Like this is it, man. You're mine. You're my dude.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't want to try with anyone else either. I mean, even like in like the depths of my avoidance, I was like, I really care about this person. I love her. Like, I understand, like, I mean, it's just so strange. Being avoidant's not fun.
It's not.
You have a lot of thoughts that really don't make any sense. Like, and it's all just very self-destructive.
Yeah, and you can watch yourself self-destruct, and it's so painful because you're like, I know this isn't rational, but I cannot stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible, dude. Especially because we have a mix. We operate both from fear and a desire to get away. Like you want to both pull someone really close and get them as far away from you as possible. And that's so confusing.
It is.
And that's why I'm such a mess when I start to get anxious because like I'll disengage in a second. If I feel like you're leaving me, then I'll like fight back with myself and be like, okay, well, whatever. I'm going to leave you alone until you come to me now.
Yeah.
But like I'm going to be sitting there yearning for you to talk to me. I'm like, Christ, it's stupid. And it's confusing.
It's funny, you do get like relatively like childish. I don't mean that in a I don't mean that in a like a an insulting kind of way, but yeah, when you feel insulted, I guess you like clam up and you like, I mean, you almost like poke your lip out and fold your arms up. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So it's interesting. It's very cute, but I mean, and you don't like stay in that state very long. Because it's never, I mean, I've never like intentionally like insulted you or tried to make you feel bad or anything like that. I've said some insensitive things that have, you know, could be construed that way. I don't think you've misconstrued anything, but
Oh, I absolutely do that though.
it's interesting to watch that happen. But you don't like, I mean, but in that state, you respond well still. Like you always respond well. You listen very well. You communicate very well. And I think that's like what shows me that you love me the most is like how well we speak to each other and like how much care we put into like the words that we say to each other, I guess.
Yeah, we're very intentional with making each other feel loved.
Yeah.
And I do that when I feel insulted because like it literally like that puts me back in I am being emotionally abandoned.
Yeah, I get that.
So I mean that pops me back into being like 6 in a second.
That's one thing.
I don't
Go ahead. Sorry.
Which I don't really know how I feel about that, but like it just kind of is, you know, that. And especially because I take time to process. So like in the moment I just shut the fuck down because I'm like, okay, you think that I am insert negative adjective here. And I feel stupid and like alone for a second. And that's my own shit, obviously. But yeah, I definitely do get like young for a second because it's like I've been disarmed.
It's interesting.
I guess.
It's interesting to kind of watch it happen, I guess. I've never really seen anything quite like it, I guess. I mean, other than in a real child.
Yeah.
But given your situation, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think some of it stems from like, you know, I'm intelligent. I make pretty good arguments. Listeners, you can decide for yourself whether that's true. But I like to think I handle myself fairly well in like intelligent conversation. But I like when I feel insulted, which I mean, it's usually tiny things that I'm like that I take personally. Like if you laugh at something, probably because I said something cute, but it's in the middle of something that I'm passionate about, then like I feel like my intelligence is out the window and like
what
I'm being
happens the
perceived
most.
as stupid.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what happens the most. Is like I'll chuckle at something that you're saying and a lot of times it's because you get so passionate about something I find it funny. Not in like a hi, you're stupid kind of way. It's just I don't know. For some reason I just feel the need to laugh.
I mean, for what I blah, blah, blah. When you do that, I will chuckle or like smile because it's endearing that you care so much about something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same thing for you.
I guess so, yeah. Because it's not like you're not telling jokes. I mean, it's not that sort of funny, but it's kind of like that. And yeah, in the middle of that, I mean, a lot of times you'll really like, you'll go, like, I can hear your voice change immediately, and you're like, why are you laughing at me?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, no, stop, go back. Skirt.
Go skirt. Yeah, because it feels like I'm being ridiculed and like a thing that I have a lot of passion for and like feel not necessarily confident in, but like I feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet on. It's like I feel like I'm being laughed at or that I'm stupid. And that's because I have been consistently like told that I'm a fucking idiot. Like both like simultaneously that I'm very intelligent and that I have no common sense or that I make things up and like am completely nonsensical. So it's the duality of that and how I can be told like by my dad or by both of my parents that I don't know anything about what I'm talking about, that I'm just a stupid kid and that I live in a fantasy world. And like no matter how smart you are, like you are always wrong under my authority or like when someone better is speaking to you. So I get undermined really easily. And I feel like a kid who's being told to shut up in the middle of her sentence, like, or told that nothing I'm saying matters because they said so. Like that's how my dad speaks to me, currently speaks to me and has always spoken to me. So it flashed me back to that. And I just feel like silenced and incapable. And it makes me mad. It makes me feel stupid and alone.
We need to find like a safe word when that happens.
What do you mean?
Like if like when I'm laughing, but I'm not ridiculing you, but you feel ridiculed anyway, we need some sort of like, I don't know, we need some sort of like parachute for that.
Okay, safe words. Let's think. Banana bread. I don't know. I think we just need like an overarching, like, I'm having feelings related to my abuse. Hang on. Like in the middle of conversation kind of word for us.
Yeah, and I mean, we get out of it quickly enough. We do.
Oh, yeah. But so I don't have to be like, affirm me, I'm sad. Or like I can just use a word. I like that idea.
I don't know, though. I mean,
maybe that would stop me from like discussing it with you, though.
Right. So maybe just
yeah.
affirm me I'm sad may be what I'm looking for there.
May suffice.
Yeah, because then I get to affirm you and I get to be like, you know.
And also you get to ask me like, walk me through it. Like, what are you feeling? What was it? Side note, it is 2:20.
Yeah, I see that.
Do you need to go?
Do I need to go? Yeah, I guess I should get ready.
Goodbye.
Hang on, I'm not done coloring yet.
I'm still stuck on this stupid pick Ross. I've been going at it for 42 minutes without, like, not including when I've been paused.
I haven't really painted much. I just painted some corks. Or colored.
Oh.
Colored. Colored some corks. All right, I'll help you with your pick, Ross. I don't know.
Thank you.
I guess that was a good episode. It feels like, I guess we did talk about a lot.
I really liked that episode. I feel like we got through some good stuff. And we got to like meander a little bit and just talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yay.
I love you.
I love you so much.
I do still feel like I'm on the tail end of being avoidant. Like I'm not like a zillion %. And I think this is just me being anxious now because I miss you.
This is a vicious cycle.
No, it's not. I mean,
no, I know.
It sounds like one, but no. I mean, we'll hang out tomorrow. We'll see each other. And I don't know, like, it's so weird for me when I see you, when I've been missing you and then I see you at work and I'm working. That's always that makes me a little anxious sometimes because on one hand, like I'm like, you know, I want to be myself with you, like I am when I'm with you, when we have intimate time together. But I don't know, we're in public and like, I feel like I need to be professional and I need to, you know.
I've totally noticed because you like ignore me completely, or you have been lately.
Well, the last time I saw you, I was busy at work. I felt like.
Yeah.
And there were like kids there and stuff. So
Okay, I wasn't saying grab my ass.
I know. I realize that.
No, it's just we've just been touchy about it.
Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow don't, when we see each other, don't, I don't know.
Don't what?
Nothing. I can't tell you what not to do. That's stupid. I love you.
Well, what?
I was going to be like, don't expect me to be blah, 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 but that's stupid. Like,
No.
Tell me what you need. Don't let me be avoidant.
Because that's my responsibility.
Yeah, man, pull me back in. I love you.
I mean, true. That's also your responsibility for me is like, don't let me pull too far away when I'm like being anxious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of a shitty joke, but like brings me back to attached, like mutual care. Like we have a mutual responsibility to take care of each other.
Yeah.
We don't have to be self-sufficient. So that is my responsibility. I'm going to hug you and stuff and you're going to like it.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm going to do what I usually do. Like while you're whatever, mixing and shit, I'll just come up and like give you a hug from behind and then just go back to the bar.
Okay.
Because I'm affectionate all the time and I like to just pop by and like, mwah, give you a little kiss.
Yeah. You're allowed to be affectionate in public.
I'm gonna.
Maybe not at like regular job when kids are there. I don't know about that. But on other jobs, yeah, you're allowed to be affectionate.
What is that?
I don't like being affectionate in public. It makes me feel weird.
Why? Everything makes you feel weird.
I know. Because it's feelings, man. Stop making me have feelings.
You're going to have to like express your feelings in a way that other people can see them.
No.
Too bad.
Terrifying.
Incorrect. You're trying to marry me, man.
I'm a robot.
You're going to have to like touch me and stuff.
Let me be a robot.
No. I'm going to touch you in public. And you're going to have to like claim me as your girlfriend in front of other people.
Oh, no.
Crazy.
Wee, 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 wee.
Wee, wee.
No,
I'll do what I normally do, like stare at you longingly because you're hot as fuck and come over and like give you hugs and shit while you work.
Thanks.
And then I'll sit at the bar and be cute and drink.
Okay.
And be your eye candy.
You're allowed to sit with me and hang out with me, by the way. You don't have to sit away from me. I mean, if you find someone interesting to talk to, of course, yeah, but you're allowed to be next to me.
I know it.
Thanks.
I don't always want to like just kind of sit there though. Like I don't mind sitting at the bar. I'm going to probably go back and forth between the two.
Yeah, I realize I'm boring when I'm working. I know.
I mean, I love watching you, but yeah, I don't generally like to sit there for like an hour and a half while you're like, I'm not interacting with you.
Yeah.
Or like with you. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, because I do focus. Like that's part of my job. It's
because it's your job.
Yeah.
I love when you put your headphones on me and like fuck around with what's soloed and stuff though. I think that's really cute and fun.
Listen to this.
I love that. So yeah, I'll like hang on your leg and you do that and shit like that. Little things. But other than that, yeah, I'll go be cute and be your eye candy at the bar and talk to people.